wanted the gun, and I was terrified. And then he just knocked me down and just hitting on me, and he was trying to like.
This woman is being questioned over the death of her son, but every word she's saying is a lie. And when she realizes the detectives are onto her, she tries anything she can to escape the interrogation room.
Now we're going to have to call you an ambulance because you said you got chest pain.
I just told you I have chest pains. It's claustrophobic.
Okay,
I couldn't breathe.
so we're going to call you an ambulance.
But she's just one of many evil parents who commit unspeakable acts against their own children, like the mother and son who were caught engaging in one of the sickest crimes of all.
That's a messed up man. I just walked in and found my freaking wife and her son having...
Or the parents who didn't realize just how much trouble they were in after leaving their own daughter to starve. Starting with the stepmom who went from witness to main suspect after her web of lies was uncovered. Police in Colorado Springs would meet Letitia Stouch for the first time in January of 2020 after she reported her stepson Gannon missing. According to Letitia, 11-year-old Gannon had gone to play at a friend's house in the early afternoon, but never returned home. And with Gannon's father away on National Guard training and his biological mother living elsewhere, Letitia was the only person who could help police find Gannon. However, as soon as officers arrive at Gannon's home, Letitia starts to act strangely.
I took the covers that he was laying down, and I just threw it on there because I got my daughter out and the dog's out. She was working.
Did he take his bike?
No.
Because somebody saw a little kid on a bike. They posted it, but I didn't know if he brought it.
Well, he did, unless he took it sooner and brought it back, because Lena ends up getting the bike and rides the bike because hers had broke. When she ran into him, she somehow got his bike because hers wouldn't work. So he could have at one point.
Okay.
Yeah. There's one picture someone sent he was on.
Okay.
And he was taking the switch.
Do you mind if my partner looks around the house real quick?
Yeah.
Because kids, they hide.
Almost immediately, Letitia starts describing various events in explicit detail, even though the information is all useless to police. But the longer officers are there, the more elaborate her story gets, while showing almost no emotional response to the fact Gannon was missing, simply insisting he'd run away.
You weren't in here in the beginning, right? I didn't know if I had that box cutter and all that stuff in there because I told him about he dropped a candle last night.
Oh, okay.
And I thought I must have picked it up. I was just making sure. I didn't want you to be like, oh, just a box cutters. But yeah, I had to cut this, and I told them I wasn't even going to tell Dad, and I was going to figure out a way to put this in there from the situation, but.
At least you got a carpet. Yeah,
right, I just took it and covered up with the carpet and stuff like that. He did have a little book that had names on it, but I don't see it anywhere specifically because his wallet, he forgets to bring this or bring that or bring this or bring that. You know?
I'm guessing he's at this house that they don't know.
Somewhere.
And the parents may not know he's there.
And then
Well, they said that
410.
there was a weird text that Dad got about something about
90
bath
pounds,
salts.
maybe?
Well, this is Parker.
Letitia had been waiting for the right moment to close the basement door without drawing too much attention to herself to stop the officers from going down there, as she was beginning to suspect they were onto her. But it wasn't just the police who noticed Letitia's strange behavior after her neighbors saw something on his Ring camera that would change the course of this investigation. Because the day Gannon went missing, he was seen getting into the family pickup with Letitia before driving away. 4 hours later, the pickup returned, but there was no sign of Gannon. This footage contradicted Letitia's version of events, as she'd already told police Gannon had left the house that morning on foot and walked to his friend's house, even though that friend was never identified. So police reclassified Gannon as a missing and endangered child. They asked Letitia to attend an interview, but when police questioned the Ring camera footage, Letitia's story would take a dramatic shift. This time, she'd claimed that a handyman she'd hired had attacked her in the most brutal way.
I heard something, and so I walked to the storage closet to open the storage closet. And when I do, he was standing in there. He had on gloves.
In the storage closet?
Yes, he had one of the guns. And I was terrified. And then he just knocked me down and towards Gannon's room. And he was hitting on me. It was hard, on the ground. And he was trying to me, and I told her, I said, I have to tell you about it. From there on, it was in a blur. I was freaking out. I swear to God, I don't know what happened from there.
According to Letitia, her attacker then kidnapped Gannon, and she'd been too terrified to tell police. But there was no physical evidence to back up Letitia's story, and when police suggested she undergo an examination to gather potential DNA from her attacker, she tried everything she could to leave the interrogation room.
This is the first I'm hearing about a hospital. I mean, what's going on with that?
This is why I'm waiting, because I've already given her information that you guys can clearly like watch and see. You can know why I'm going to the hospital, because she wants to get DNA, like, or to have your body checked.
Were you sexually assaulted? When did that happen?
It happened on Monday.
What?
I can't do this right now and go through it again. I can't.
When did your chest pain start?
Well, I didn't have, like, I take lorazepam, so I don't know if it might be anxiety related, but...
Okay.
Take your arm out of his jacket, please.
You have a history of anxiety?
I had anxiety since I was 16.
With Letitia proving to be a dead end and no solid leads to follow, Akron police handed the case over to the FBI. And when she sat down in the interrogation room, she doubled down that she was innocent of any wrongdoing. But she'd need to try harder than that if she was going to fool the FBI.
So if someone truly took Gannon, though, we need to know the real story, because you put out quite a few different stories. Something bad happened in his room. You helped clean it off the wall.
Sir,
we know that.
This here, what you're talking about, is completely irrelevant about the whole thinking bad, whatever.
Tell me about, if it's irrelevant, Letitia, help me. Because there's a big blood pool in the corner, there's spray on the wall.
Because if I tell you anything about any of that, all you're going to say to me is, hey, da-da-da-da.
If you didn't do it, no, I will be your advocate.
As well as the traces of splattered blood on the carpets in bed, Letitia's cell phone revealed even more evidence that would get her closer to a murder. And her internet search history sounded like something straight out of a crime scene.
Because you know in here I even have what you entered in your phone, the stuff that you've entered and deleted. Spurting from an arterial pressure not controlling.
What? I didn't look this up.
It's from your phone.
It is what?
Spurting from an arterial.
No.
Somebody did from your phone. I don't like my stepson.
No.
I don't like my stepson. Should I get a divorce? I'll stalk cheating. I'll stalk Instagram. I'll stalk cheating in Colorado Springs. Catch I'll stalk cheating. How to get the sheep.
Out of sheep?
Mm-hmm. I want immunity.
Oh, the out of sheep was because we always had, like, always those.
Her cell phone also contained a video taken from the night Gannon dropped candle wax on the carpet, and it showed Letitia's controlling behavior and attempts to silence Gannon about several mysterious burns on his arm.
Gannon, I promise this is the last time I'm going to ask you. I'm just freaked out, okay? Are you sure you didn't do it on purpose?
I did it.
Okay, you promise. You promise.
Perfect.
Pinky promise.
Pinky.
Okay. All right, so listen, we're gonna have to sell stuff to fix it. We figure out what we gotta sell. We can sell the sofa, whatever, because we gotta get it fixed. So, lady, don't be mad at us and kick us out of the house. Okay, you got it? You got it?
I'm just worried about my brother.
Okay, shh. Listen.
Around 5 weeks after Gannon went missing, his body was found stuffed inside a suitcase under a bridge in Florida, over 1,300 miles away from home. Gannon had been stabbed 18 times, bludgeoned, and shot, before Letitia tried to clean up the crime scene, cover her tracks, and hide the body. Unfortunately for Letitia, among the long list of evidence to suggest she was responsible, there was also a gun found in her home, and its bullets matched the one that had been used to shoot Gannon. Letitia was charged with first-degree murder of a child under 12 by a person in a position of trust, resulting in death, tampering with a deceased human body, as well as tampering with physical evidence. She was sentenced to life without parole. It seems Letitia had no love for Gannon, but this next mother, however, loved her son very much, not realizing her love of it would come at a heavy price.
Did you see it?
Yes, I was in there when he was doing it.
Why didn't you stop him?
I can't.
I need her gone.
This father just stepped out of the shower after a long day at work, only to discover the secret to his wife and son's close relationship. And what he saw horrified him so much that he called the police.
That's a messed up, man. I just walked in and found my freaking wife and her son having I'm 100% serious. She's drunk as all get out. He was too, and he just left.
What's he wearing?
My daughter just lives right there. That's probably where he's at.
You know what he's wearing?
No, I don't want paying attention, man. I'm going from work. But I'm about to have her. I need her off the property right now.
Hold on, what?
There, like they wanted me to see it.
After the incestuous lovers were caught in the act, the son fled the scene, so police began a search to find him, leaving his father to make sense of what had happened and to console their other son, who was on the verge of losing all control.
I'm sorry, Daniel. We're all me and you together. I'm sorry.
I'm done with all this. I'm done with all this.
I'm done.
Did you see it?
Yes, I was in there when he was doing it.
Why didn't you stop him?
I can't. He's too big. This shit is too fucking out of hand.
Where's the other son of that?
Probably right there in that house.
But when the father's attention is elsewhere, their other son decides to take matters into his own hands.
Hey, quit.
That's my brother, Mom. Get the off me, Mom.
Hey, quit.
Stop.
Hey.
I promise I'm not doing it.
Hey, put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Here.
Put your hands behind your back.
I promise. I was just trying to get her off him. You're nasty, Mom. Don't fucking touch me.
Quit.
You're nasty.
I love you.
You're nasty.
I love you.
With the family in turmoil, it was down to police on the scene to find whether there was more to this case, because although this act alone is sickening, if it was consensual or not is a different story entirely. It would take until later that evening for the accused son to be located, before both mother and son were arrested.
He'd been drinking a little bit and got back to the house. Stepdad came into a situation that he didn't like at all, and I just left. I walked away because I didn't want to be there. And he got a little loud, started yelling stuff like that, so I just walked out. I walked down there to the dirt road down there by the floor, and you can almost see it from there. Started walking just to kind of get the heat out of the room and everything. That's pretty much it. I mean, I've literally been walking for the last like 2.5, 3 hours.
So what's the incident that he got upset about or they walked in on?
Just family stuff, man. It's just stupid stuff, really is.
Like what exactly?
Like nothing specific. I really don't want to talk about it.
Right now you're going to be under arrest for back. You're going to jail. Go with me.
When they were taken to the station for questioning, the disturbing truth was finally uncovered.
What happened yesterday?
I'm just not used to drinking anymore.
Right.
I got way too drunk.
Right.
I haven't been drinking for over a year, so I screwed up real bad.
Right. Well, hey, it's understandable when you get real intoxicated that you do crazy things. I understand that. So I am going to ask you if you could elaborate on exactly what you're talking about.
I just had too many drinks, and stepdad showed up. Saw some things didn't like to see, and I left. So the situation didn't get any worse. I'd rather not. Too happy about the decisions that I made. I was just laying in there in the bed with my mom.
What were you doing with your mother, bro?
Things I shouldn't have been doing. Not like fully, but close enough that it shouldn't have been happening.
Okay, were you having with your mother?
Not quite, but yeah.
What do you mean by not quite?
Going next, actually, inside.
Both mother and son were charged for engaging in, and it was later confirmed the act was consensual, leaving the two remaining family members to come to terms with the events they had just witnessed. But this next mother didn't care about her son's consent when she used him as bait to try to lure another child into the back of her van.
Put your hands up! Do not put your hand down!
November 3rd, 2023, Broward County, Florida, and police are responding to a disturbing 911 call from a terrified woman who claimed a couple tried to kidnap their 9-year-old daughter in front of her very eyes. The child's father saw the whole thing and tried to stop the couple, but they fled. Police quickly arrived and began a manhunt for 2 kidnappers on the loose that could strike again at any moment.
I was driving right here, white big van, stopped right here, and one homeless lady with another man coming outside the van and tried to take the baby of the lady, his mother, and he tried to put the kid inside the van.
They drive also a big white van. The guy is in a green shirt right now. They're obviously on drugs. This isn't the first time that I've had to sit here and tell them to leave my kids alone.
So who came out of the van that physically grabbed the kid?
The girl.
That was inside the van. There was a male and a female occupying it.
Yes.
She pops out of the truck, grabs your kid.
Tries to grab my
Tries to grab your kid.
They didn't see that my kid's father was outside in his truck and he came out.
Where did this van take off from?
So that way.
There were a lot of white vans driving around the area, but these officers are about to get a helping hand identifying one of the suspects inside the vehicle, thanks to a nearby witness.
Officer, this is the one of the lady. I say, look at my face, look at
Give me a second. That's the one that grabbed the kid?
Yes.
Was it right here?
Yeah.
It only takes moments for officers to find a vehicle that seems to match the description of the wanted white van. And if one of those people inside matches the photograph the witness had provided, then this manhunt would be over in no time at all.
Get out of the vehicle. Show me your hands. Stay forward.
All right, stop. I checked here though.
Neither the driver nor the passenger matches the description of the two suspects, and their vehicle was almost new, unlike the battered-up white van that had been described. But these officers know they can't leave any stone unturned, even if that means stopping every white truck in Broward County.
The reason we pulled you over is because there was a description of a van like yours. I was trying to pick up two little kids.
Oh, no, I just left the office and get my fish sandwich right here.
Can you just open the door just so we can make sure there's no kids or anything?
It's funny to say that, man. My kids, they call it the van because they're gonna laugh when they hear it.
Oh yeah, you're good.
But soon enough, officers think they've found exactly the beat-up van they're looking for.
Stay there, stay in the car, get back in the car.
Where are they at?
I got hit on my lip.
Driver, put your hands out the window. Just keep your hands out the window.
It's all good. Can you please listen?
Nope, I'm not gonna listen right now.
Go ahead.
Drop your phone. Drop your phone.
Put it down, please.
I will put it down for you.
Just,
drop your phone.
I'm moving in front of my son.
That's your son?
Yeah, that's my son.
That's good, that's good. All right, you ready for him?
No, that's right.
All right, with one hand, open that door. Step out.
Hold on, puppy.
Turn towards the van. Turn towards the van. Do you have any other kids or no?
His father.
All right, get in. What's up, buddy? You all right?
I got the kid as well.
Keep your hands.
What's going on? Yeah, we'll let you know in a minute.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
How's your dad work?
Wanna step out? Here.
Yeah, no.
Here, step out, I got you.
The female in the van not only matched the description officers were given, she also matched the photograph provided by the witness. Fortunately, the young child in the back of the van is their own, but they had used him as bait to try and lure the 9-year-old girl away from her home. So it seemed this couple was about to find themselves faced with some tough questions about their intentions.
You're being detained.
How am I being detained for what?
Because you fit the description.
That doesn't matter. That's against the law, bro. Y'all didn't even read me my rights. Y'all didn't tell me nothing.
What's your first name?
For what?
You match the description
of what?
Of a crime.
Of a crime? Somebody that hit my baby mama in front of my son?
Relax.
You're gonna get hurt.
You guys are
You
stealing
need to
my
move.
son.
I'm not stealing your son.
So why did you guys put him in that car over
Put
there?
your foot back in.
To answer my question.
Not yet.
Please.
Can I have a supervisor here? Like now?
With both suspects denying any wrongdoing in such a serious situation, it would be down to the victim's father to provide the information these officers would need to press charges when he finally returned home from his hunt to find the couple himself.
They already had told me a month ago my daughter felt uncomfortable, that lady was trying to talk to her.
Yeah.
But when she drove off, the lady comes out, starts, "You mother, dude, don't worry, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get her, I'm gonna get her."
To you?
No, just out loud. And then she came running, just ran up to me. And I told her, yo, back up. And she just kept coming back to the point that I wanted to hit her, but I didn't. I was grabbed dirt. I was gonna throw dirt at her.
Right.
But she swung at me and then spit at me. And as a reaction, and as a reaction, I hit her in the mouth. That was a reaction.
Your daughter's saying that the lady was like, "Come here." Asked her on the window.
That's what I was figuring. Because I remember she told me like a month ago.
He's saying same thing. The stories combined. The lady, both of them were like trying to get your daughter to come to the van.
Michael Diaz and Tiana Tersano were both charged with enticing a under the age of 12 and causing a to become delinquent. They're still awaiting trial, where they'll eventually learn their fate. But these next parents realized their evil actions would come with punishment worse than death. Seth Welch and his wife Tatiana were a Michigan couple dedicated to their religion, or at least that's what they told police when they were questioned over the death of their 10-month-old daughter Mary after she was found unresponsive in her bed. Seth had called 911 and told them he thought Mary was as dead as a doornail. According to police, there was almost no emotion in Seth's voice, and he appeared nonchalant about the whole thing. But it was only after police arrived at the couple's home that they discovered the sickening truth. Mary weighed less less than 8 pounds, and her bones were visible, even through her clothing. It appeared she was in a state of severe malnutrition. Seth and Tatiana claimed she'd simply been unwell, but all the evidence pointed towards a serious case of parental neglect, where they'd allowed their daughter to die.
2 days ago, I could have looked at this child. I probably would have thought this child has minutes to live. 2 days ago, if I'd have seen this child in your hands, being a stranger at Myra, I'd have snatched this child out of your hands and faced the consequences. That's what I'm trying to reason with is that but you didn't receive the help, and you knew that 2 days ago, you just said that she was probably, beyond help, or whatever it was 2 days ago.
Not beyond help,
At what point in this illness did you think there's a good chance she's gonna die?
I didn't think at all that she was gonna die.
How could you not think that?
I don't have a reason why I couldn't think that. I was just being such a hopeful mom, I suppose. I don't have a good reason for you. I'm sorry.
According to Tatiana, both she and Seth had decided to put their faith in their religion, confident that she'd get better with the help of God. But her story wasn't adding up and made little sense at all.
Let me ask you something. If Seth told you that God told him to sacrifice one of your children, would you do it?
No.
That's what I'm trying to wrap my head around. How many conversations did you have with Seth about this?
Not very many. Maybe 2 at most. Just because we didn't want to worry about it. We trusted God.
There were several inconsistencies in Tatiana's story, including the amount of time it took them to call 911 after they discovered Mary was unresponsive, and exactly what happened in those 2 hours before 911 was called.
Well, let me ask you this. Did you ever look at how tiny and sunken and skeletal she looked and say, we're in trouble?
I think actually it came across my mind today. He said, yes, we should call the police. We're on our way. Wait until we're close.
Your father-in-law, he wasn't even called until around 10:30 to 10:45. So we're still looking at an hour and a half.
It may have been after 9 then, because that is a very long time, and it did not feel that long at all. It must have been just before 10 then. I'm sorry if I gave you the wrong time.
No. You're not expected to check your watch every time you go check something. We're not holding you to all those times.
I know it was before 10, but it was definitely after 9. That is an excessively long time to just stand around there.
Let's even just give the benefit of the doubt and say it's 10.
It was when police questioned Seth that the couple's mistrust of medical science was revealed, and their reluctance to pay for any medical treatment for Mary, especially after they'd been hit with a huge medical bill after Mary was born.
Why I am very anti-medical industry is because of what happened with her birth. She coughed one time. They said that they had to keep her under observation for 72 hours to make sure she didn't have a breathing problem. She didn't have a breathing problem. She coughed one time to clear some birth fluid out of her lungs.
Right.
And they kept us under observation for 72 hours.
Oh, wow, you're paying for it?
Of course, yeah, the bill was about $15,000. That was kind of a kick in the rear, and then afterwards we had some problems where I actually had a doctor make a fraudulent CPS claim and I actually forged paperwork and stuff like that. I tried to make a complaint about it, but nobody listens. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the immunization stuff, and so I kind of balked against that, and they didn't like that either. The first time we changed doctors, they called CPS on us just for changing doctors, because the doctor we were seeing was all the way in Byron Center from Cedar Springs. So they called CPS on us because we changed doctors and didn't give them enough notice.
But as far as he was concerned, whatever happened to Mary was God's will, even if she ended up dead.
At what point today did you and or Tatiana think this doesn't look good?
We kind of woke up and she was dead, so...
No, but I mean after that, when you were thinking that this is as far as it doesn't look good that we didn't get her the medical treatment or whatever. At what point today did you think that?
I guess I haven't really worried about it too much.
Let me ask you an honest answer. Do you feel responsible in any way for what happened today?
I feel like that's a bit of a trap question, but... No,
or do you just...
Stay honest.
Or do you think it's just God's will?
Well, just because it might be God's will doesn't mean that that it's not His will according to our actions, or it doesn't mean that we're not responsible in some way for what has come about. And so I take responsibility on myself for anything that goes wrong in my life at all, even if it's totally not my fault. What could I have done?
This would be the story that the parents used throughout their trial, with the defense claiming Mary's death was due to ignorance rather than neglect. They would also claim that it was Seth in complete control of the family home, and Tatiana was forced to go along with his religious beliefs and ignore all medical science. But it took the jury less than a day to find both parents guilty, and when they were sentenced, they realized they'd never see outside of a prison ever again.
You're both charged with what they call felony murder while in the perpetration or attempted perpetration of use in the first degree. They're alleging that you murdered one Mary Welch. That is a charge called felony murder. It is life without parole. It requires a DNA sample to be taken upon arrest. The second offense that you're both charged with is called use in the first degree, where they're alleging you knowingly or intentionally caused serious physical harm to a. They're talking about this Mary Welch. It is a felony, possible penalty of up to life imprisonment or any term of years less than life.
Starving their daughter had cost Seth and Tatiana their freedom, but this next parent's obsession with alcohol would leave a young boy stuck in the middle of a freezing lake and struggling to stay alive.
Just calm down. Just calm down. Calm down. Just hold my hand. All right.
This man was out on the St. Louis River in Duluth, trying to fish, when he suddenly heard cries for help. So he paddled closer to see what was going on.
Are you gonna be able to make it in the shore? You need some help? Okay. Well, your dad's back there, but I'm gonna bring you in the shore, okay? I know, just calm down. Just calm down. Calm down. Just hold my hand. Alright. So, no, you can't pull right now. Just hold on a second.
I need to get to my dad.
Okay, but I'm gonna bring you over to land, okay? Just calm down, you're on my boat. You don't have to worry about the current taking you out.
Thankfully, this man spotted the boy before it was too late. But finding him was just the first step, because with the current rising and the boat unstable, he still had to figure out how to get the boy out of the water without putting both of their lives in danger.
So what we're gonna do right now, I have to figure out a way to get you up and out without bringing all the water in, okay? So I think if you can hold on like that, can you do that for me? Can I get you to shore?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really need it.
Yep, okay. So,
really need it.
and then you'll be able to land on the dock, okay? Can you do that for me?
Yes.
You're strong, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I just need to be strong for a few more seconds.
Okay. And I've been screaming it for a long time.
I know, yep.
And he was not listening.
Even in the middle of all the chaos, the boy was still hoping to see the father who had abandoned him. But first, he had to make it to shore. And by the time they finally reached land, his father was nowhere to be found. So, the fishermen tried to call 911. But the boy wasn't safe just yet. River waters can be extremely cold, and the boy was showing early signs of hypothermia. So it's vital to dry him off and warm him up.
Hi, do you have any towels on him? His dad left him stranded out in the middle of the river. And
Follow me, sir.
And yeah, he's saying he's feeling cold. I was just somebody that was fishing, but I want to make sure that he's fine. Then we're gonna call 911.
911?
Yeah, we gotta make sure you're doing okay so you don't have hypothermia or something like that sitting there.
Don't do 911.
Why don't you want to call 911? Are you scared?
Yes, and I don't want to.
It's okay. We just gotta get you on and make sure you're getting checked out.
No,
I
don't want 911, please. No.
Do you still feel really, really cold?
Yeah.
Okay, come on over here, bud.
Yep, so he's got you a towel.
It's going right there. Where was he in the?
Yeah, he was in the bay. When I came up fishing, his dad was right next to him.
Yeah.
Maybe 30, 40 yards west or east of the ramp there. And the current just swept him all the way out here.
Oh.
And his dad
was actually 2 people drowned here in that same spot last year.
Well, it was just one of those things where I thought his dad was coming because his dad has a sailboat right there, and he's still not coming. So hasn't came and checked in on him. So
okay, just pull this up over your head now.
Yeah, we just got to make sure we get you warm and that you're gonna be okay because we don't. Okay.
The boy's reaction to hearing they were about to call 911 suggested he'd had run-ins with them before, probably involving his father, and it never ended well for him once they left. Still, given the state he was in after being in the river that long, they had no choice but to make the call. And when emergency crews finally arrived, so did his father. But his reaction to almost losing his son was nothing anyone expected.
David.
Very pleased to meet you.
Yep.
Sounds like he was a bit nervous.
Well, he was screaming, and it was like I looked back to see where you were at, and you were a couple hundred yards away, and then there was somebody else that had a boat and heard him screaming, but then they went past him because the people had told him that Dad was in the water over here. So I'm like, they're gonna go get him, And they didn't, they just drove past him, and then he started screaming even louder, so then I just cut my line and paddled up, and he grabbed onto the side of my kayak, and I just made sure that he could hold on long enough, because I was going to try to lift him up in the kayak, but I told myself if I do that, there's going to be too much water that's going to come inside. So then that's why I just had him hold on to the side. I'm going to try to paddle to get him in as far as we can to the nearest dock. Then he starts telling me that he's shivering, so I'm like, I don't know if the kid, how long he was in the water, or if he could have hypothermia. So I was like, I'm just going to call EMS, have them check him out, and then I was happy I did come here, because they were here, had a boat, was able to come and get you.
Yes.
But yeah.
No, I'm very thankful of that.
Me too.
First I say 1,000 and then thank yous. That saved me a bunch of hassle. Because the river takes him a little bit, and I said, calm down, slowly swim to shore. You got this. We've been in this before. And I tried to get him with the boat, and of course the wind's picking up. So it just poofs right across the river. So I had to try and walk it back. That is super slow. So thank you very much. I would chat longer, but I think I'm needed. Once again, thank you. And we might be seeing each other again.
Even after knowing the danger his son had just been in, the father seemed completely unmoved. He even tried to shift the blame onto the little boy, saying he wasn't strong enough to swim toward him in the current. And to make matters worse, he appeared highly intoxicated. You can only imagine what the boy must go through living with him. Still, after medics checked the boy and cleared him, he was released back to his father, with the hope that something like this would never happen again.